What's up guys, it's TheCasualAussie back again for another Digimon TCG deck profile. Today I have my Red Gallantmon deck profile for set 4. We are not on 1.5 anymore, we are on set 4. I don't know why I screwed that up. But yes, we are here with Gallantmon for set 4. Quite an interesting deck. It doesn't actually need Gallantmon to win games. Gallantmon is more of a win more card at this current state in time. But that's fine. It is completely fine. This deck is still a lot of fun to play, and I'm going to go ahead and profile this for this deck for you guys now, so I hope you all enjoy. Let's just jump right into it. Starting off with the DigiX, I play 4 copies of Digimon, and then 1 copy of Koromon. So with Digimon, when there are 5 or more cards in your opponent's trash, this Digimon gains plus 1000 DP. It's just a nice card. It's an extra 1000 DP, 5 and 5 more cards in your for your opponent having 5 more cards in their trash. And this deck, you want your opponent to have cards in their trash, so you'll get them in with 5 cards in their trash very, very quickly, which is great. I'm just happy Red has this guy now, because I only had 3 until the day before I recorded this deck profile, so being able to finally have a 4th is nice. And then with Koromon, while this Digimon has 4 or more Digi-Evolution cards, he gets plus 1000 DP during your turn. So you have to go all the way up into Mega with Koromon, but you're going to go all the way up into Mega more times than you are going to. And it's a permanent 1k rather than Yokomon, where it's only 1k if you attack an opponent's Digimon. I quite like Koromon over Yokomon in this build. It's just, I love this ratio of eggs. I don't know what else to say. Yokomon has its strengths, but in this deck, you want to beat over your stuff, so that extra 1000 DP is not going to hurt. Anyway, moving on to the rookies, I play 4 copies of the starter deck Agumon, 4 copies of set 1's Guilmon. Let me just move these over because I get the feeling I'm going to need more room. This is awkward because I'm doing this upside down, actually. And then we have 2 copies of the Agumon of the rare Agumon from set 1. We have 2 copies of the Beermon from 1.5. And then finally we have 2 copies of the starter deck Beermon. So quite an interesting ratio of 14 rookies to talk about here. So Agumon is just 3 plus 1k inheritable. That's all he's really here for. He is just that 3 plus 1k. One of the best rookies that Red has to offer. You can't go wrong with Agumon. And Guilmon is basically Digimon but rookie form. We don't have to talk about him too much. Just as I say, you want to have you want your Digimon to be incredibly powerful in this build. Then with the rare Agumon on play, reveal 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 tamer among them to your hand. Place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. With Gallantmon, you do want a tamer for Gallantmon's effects. So being able to get a tamer to your hand quickly is quite nice, especially since you can play it for free with the Rise Greymon, which we'll get into later. With Beermon, it's on deletion if it's your turn, you gain a memory. So just being able to rush it at something, if you die, you gain a memory and take out opponent's security. If you don't, it sticks around for next turn, but with 2k DP, it is not hanging around for long. And then the starter deck Beermon, it's just a 2 to hard drop. That's really all it's there for. Able to memory lock your opponents, barring they don't have a memory tamer like Ty or Marcus or who's the guy from what, Data Squad, is it? Thomas, I think. Yeah, I think Thomas is the blue guy from Data Squad, Galmon's partner. I have not seen Data Squad, actually. I need to do that. Anyway, moving on to the champions, I play 4 copies of the set 1 Greymon, 4 copies of Quadramon, and then finally 4 copies of Dark Tyrannomon. So this lineup actually hasn't changed since the last update, and for good reason. With Greymon here, it's an inheritable. This Digimon gains plus 2k. As I said, you want to beat over your opponent's Digimon, so being able to get that plus 2k is quite nice, especially since the There are stuff like Hercules, Carboterimon can beat over Gallantmon. A lot of stuff can beat over Gallantmon, so you do want to try and take them out when you can on your turn, rather than have them taken out, your stuff get taken out on your opponent's turn. Cauldron is your blocker choice. We don't have any 1-cost to evolve into blocker from Red, but I suspect we'll be getting that in the starter deck later on with the Gallantmon starter deck. So, hey, it's another update for this deck for you guys as well. And that's really what it's here for, just as to evolve into blockers to fight the hard play. And then Dark Tyrannomon is just 1 cost to evolve into. Quite a nice card. You do not play him at less than 4 just because of how memory conservative he is. Anyway, moving on to the 5s. I play 4 copies of... what's this? Lavo Garitamon? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. We have 3 copies of Garandramon. And then we have 2 copies of Rise Greymon. So with Lava Garitamon, it is basically a better Garandramon. That's all I have to say. 8k DP, 2 to evolve it into Vanilla level 5 Ultimate. That's all he's here for. He's just cheap to evolve into because you do want to get to your Megas quite quickly in this deck. And you get tons of boost from the champions and the rookies, so you don't really need anything here. Grandramon is the same case, but it is 2k weaker, 6k DP. It is also 5 to hard cast, so it ain't bad either. But Grandramon can actually get up to some pretty good numbers with the Greymon and the Agumon, so it's fine running 3 of. I'd rather play 3 of this rather than something like, what, Skull Greymon. Blockers aren't an issue because, as I said, you want to attack into your opponent's Digimon here. So blockers aren't an issue, and that's really why I don't play Skull Greymon. Because, hey, why deal with blockers when you can just run over them and get more cards in your opponent's trash for probably a better price, honestly. Anyway, with Rise Greymon, this guy is the new guy. During your turn, this guy is treated as a yellow Digimon as well, and he can evolve from yellow. We don't play any other yellows in this deck, but it is quite a nice effect for other decks. But anyway, the effect that I really love about Rise Greymon is during your main phase, you can Digiburst 2 to play a red or yellow tamer with the cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying memory cost. It's just quite nice getting that tamer onto the board for free, which is something Rise Greymon you definitely need for a Gallantmon deck, especially because tamers are important, as I keep saying. I have thought about bumping this up to 3 and cutting Grandamon down to 2. It does seem like a good idea, but we don't play enough tamers to actually warrant that, so I think 2 is fine for the moment. And then Rise Greymon also has that inheritable skill. If you have a tamer and play one of your opponent's Digimon, gets minus 2,000 DP for the turn when attacking. Does come up sometimes. It can help you run over your opponent's bigger Digimon, so it's okay. I haven't actually got a chance to actually playtest this Rise Greymon yet, so I am looking forward to doing that. I'm not sure how it suits with the deck, but hey, I quite like it just in the theory of having it here. Anyway, moving on to the Megas. This is probably the interesting lineup here. We play 3 copies of Gallantmon. We play 2 copies of Blitz Greymon. And then finally 2 copies of War Greymon. Let me just sort these out quick because I did not think at all about the zone about the placement here. It's hard doing this upside down. Let's see. Blitz goes there. We'll just move War up a little more, and that should be good. So with Gallantmon, when Digivolving, if you have a red tamer and play delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less, that is blockers. That is yeah, that's blockers. Cheap ultimates. That's a decent amount of cards you can delete, and hey, it also filters into Gallantmon's next effect, which is when attacking, trash one of your opponent's security cards for every 10 cards in their trash. So that is why you want your opponent's cards in their trash, because Gallantmon can easily take games from your opponent, just trashing all their security before just winning the game right then and there. Blitz Greymon has Piercing. So when you attack with an opponent's Digimon with him, you still perform a security check. But his main effect that everybody plays it for is his when Digivolving, trigger Digivolve 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon. So practically, your opponent has a Mega, it's now a champion. That's the best way to say that. That is really all there is to say there. Mega goes to champion. Your opponent has 2 more cards in their trash for you, Gallantmon, and you've removed one of your opponent's best cards, basically, that they spent building up. And then War Greymon. This Digimon has security attack +1 for in the turn it digivolves. But what I love about this card and why I'm honestly like him a bit more than Gallantmon is that he doesn't check the effects of option cards when you security attack with him, which honestly is quite brutal because you can't be Gaia Force, you can't be Hammerspark, you can't be Trump Sorted, you can't be Jack Rated. I think your opponent's Nailbone doesn't activate. War Greymon just shuts off any troubling option cards that your opponent may have in their security. That is why I love him at 2. Would probably play him a bit. Would probably play more copies of him in a different deck, but hey, this is Gallantmon. Gallantmon has to show here, but I love this red War Greymon. He's going into any red deck I play, 100%. But anyway, moving on to level 7s because we do play a couple of 7s. We play 1 copy of Omnimon, and then 1 copy of Omnimon Ultra S. You don't have to play these cards. You can play other stuff. You can play a Third Rise Greymon. You can play another Tamer if you so wish. You could probably play another Rookie if you so wish. You could probably play another Ultimate if you so wish. Maybe another Champion even. Like, you don't have to play these guys. You can play a lot more stuff. You can play more options. You can play more Tamers. Anyway, Omnimon, when Digivolving, choose one of your opponent's Digimon. Delete all your opponent's Digimon the same name as that Digimon. So, it's great for ball rights, especially if your opponent is, like, spamming you with a ton of Rookies, or they're spamming you with, like, a ton of Hercules Carboteriumons, for example. And then when attacking, you can unsuspend this Digimon by returning one of this Digimon's level 6 sources to your hand. So, not a bad card. Really not a bad card. Just being able to get that extra attack. It can close out games if you do need it to, but it is also good for some added removal. And anyway, with Omnimon Ultra S, when Digivolving, Digivolve one on one of your opponent's Digimon, which is quite nice. As I said, like, Digivolving does trash your opponent's Digimon, so being able to get extra cards in the trash is always nice. And then when attacking, you may make this Digimon unblockable until the end of the turn, or sorry, I can't read this upside down. Sorry. You may make this Digimon unblockable until for the turn by returning one of its level 6 Digimon cards to your hand. So yeah, it's just a game ender. Omnimon Ultra S is just a game ender. That's really all he's here for. I honestly am thinking maybe a second Omnimon, but as I said, you don't have to play Omnimon or Ultra S. There are definitely plenty of other cards you can play in this deck. Anyway, moving on to the option cards, just 3 Gaia Force. Best option card in red at the moment until at least we get Transcendent Sword in the next set. Actually, it might even be better than Transcendent Sword. I have to reread Transcendent Sword because Transcendent Sword is actually pretty powerful. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about Gaia Force. Best option card, if you don't have an Omnimon, just take one of these out for a 4th Gaia Force. Like, really, you're not going to want, if you don't have Omnimon, and any extra removal does help. Anyway, moving on to the Tamers. Final cards of the deck are 2 copies of Marcus and then the 1 copy of Tai Kamiya. This is awkward. This is awkward, like, filming this upside down. Sorry you guys are hearing my gripes. But anyway, Marcus, if you have 2 or more memory at the beginning of your turn, set your memory to 3. 2 or less memory, sorry. Set your memory to 3. But anyway, what I love about Marcus is that when one of your Digimon Greymon is named other than Doro Greymon, Burden Greymon, or Dex Doro Greymon, you may suspend this tamer to gain a memory. We have quite a few, despite this being a Gallantmon deck, we do play quite a few Greymon cards in this deck. So being able to suspend this guy, getting extra memory, it does not hurt, and he is a memory tamer. It's far much better than Taikamiya for this actual deck. I mean, the red Taikamiya from set 1. I much prefer Marcus, especially with the high Greymon numbers. Just getting that an extra memory never hurts anybody except your opponent. Always remember that. Anyway, with this start deck Taikamiya, all your Digimon get plus 1000 DP. That's really all it's here for, just that extra boost. And sometimes that extra boost can help. So, just having it there is it's just quite phenomenal. I would not play anything less than this. Except if I wasn't playing Omnimon, I would probably play a third Marcus, in all honesty. Just being able to get that extra. It's a memory tamer. You do want to play. If you have memory tamers, you do want to get them at ASAP. And with stuff like Rise Greymon, you can play this for free if you have enough to Digiburst with. So it's quite alright. I do love this ratio, but as I said, Omnimon, play a fourth Guy Force, third Marcus. If you don't have Omnimon, play fourth Guy Force and a third Marcus. But anyway, that is going to bring us to the end of the deck profile. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. Let me know in the comment section below what deck profiles you want to see on the channel, and I'll try my best to actually make decks for them. Hit that like button if I already said that one. Follow me on Twitter for more updates and uploads. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here now. So until next time, stay frosty.